explain like I'm 30.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Explain Like I'm 30. I'm your host, sidneyraz, aka sidneyraz, all over the internet. I've probably told you something that you wish you knew before you were in your 30s. I know I say that every day. But today on the podcast, we have Adele Uddo, the amazing parts model, hand model. You've probably seen her work all over the internet. And I have a big announcement for you, everyone. After recording this podcast, we just finished and wrapped up. I'm no longer going to be creating videos. That's right. I don't need to make videos anymore. I am now going to be a hair model, a hand model, and probably just go into that more. So we have Adele to thank for that. And I thank you, Adele, for showcasing the fact that I am beautiful, handsome, and my mother was right. She even critiques some of my own hand modeling. That's right. I took some pictures and I showed a professional hand model how I did. So here we go. Adele Uddo, hand model, parts model extraordinaire. Enjoy. Adele Uddo is with us, everybody. Parts model extraordinaire. Adele, give us a little bit of background about yourself. Who are you? What is this whole parts modeling thing?
Parts modeling. It's short for body parts modeling.
Right.
Primarily I do hands, but I also do lips and legs and feet and other parts.
That's incredible. You also do neck. You also do hair? Question mark?
I do. I've done hair a little bit. There's not a lot of hair jobs. Far more hand jobs.
There you go.
Sorry.
That's like one of the best things. So I was watching a little bit of some interviews that you've had in the past, and that is hilarious that you just have to say that.
You have to, yeah.
It's not even sexual or anything. It's just like, I'm going on a hand job.
I'm going on a hand job, yeah.
It's just like
agents say it. It's just, what else do you say? A hand modeling job? I mean, you can say that, and you do say that.
Do you? It emails you just get HJs, NJs, LJs, FJs, all that kind of stuff. Like, is that just like
NJs? I don't think I've ever gotten a nose job.
Nose job. I was actually going with KJ. Actually, neck job. I was spelling neck incorrectly.
Right. No, neck is N, isn't it?
Is it N?
Yeah.
K. Yeah, neck is N. Yeah, I know how to spell. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not a speller. I'm a content creator. It's fine.
Yes, I have had neck jobs. Lots of jewelry.
Yes.
The décolleté and the.
I mean, it's incredible. It's a very interesting world, and I'm very excited to have you on the podcast because this whole thing is basically just. I don't really know a lot about these like incredible jobs that I don't think people talk about enough. And I was watching your reel, and the amount of stuff that you've been in is incredible. Number one, and like the realization, like, oh, that is a person with a hand that needs to model this McNugget being dipped in sauce. Right. That makes sense.
And often, you think that it's the principal model or, the celebrity or whatever, but oftentimes it's,
who was it? It was Emily Blunt was doing perfume or something. Yeah. Issa Laurent, something. And she was walking through, and all of a sudden it was your hand playing Emily Blunt's hand and then cut back to Emily Blunt. Or it was another actress, George Clooney, with Nespresso.
Yes.
Who was it? I can't remember.
I didn't even know that George was on set. George.
Yeah, George. Yeah. Easy piece.
Mr. Clooney. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't even know he was on set. I didn't even know. I just was showing up for the Nespresso job. Did the little insert shot. Pouring my espresso or whatever I did.
Yeah.
Pressing the buttons.
It was a very beautiful like drop. And then press the button. Yeah. And then it possibly would have been like a push the panel down
lever,
or something.
Yeah. Okay. I should really know how to work those machines by now because I've done so many things. But anyway, I found out later when I saw the commercial, I was like, oh my gosh, George Clooney was part of that spot. Like, didn't even know that.
It's an amazing thing because like I've heard of doubling a lot in like sex scenes in different big movie sets or anything, but I've never thought about doubling in like just these like ad spots that are just like everywhere. It's like, oh, yeah, that's definitely Emily Blunt's hand. Why wouldn't it be Emily Blunt's hand in that commercial? But she doesn't have the right hand for this. I'm sorry, Emily Blunt. It's just not working.
Well, let me defend Emily Blunt's hands for a minute because
I mean, they're beautiful. I'm assuming,
and I'm sure they are. Like a lot of people do think that. Oh, you're hiring a hand model just because she has superior hands or whatever. That's not necessarily true. A lot of times, these celebrities are so big and whatever, they just don't want to. They'd rather hang out in their trailer than show up for the insert shot, essentially.
Right.
So you can get, you can get someone to lend a hand, so to speak, very easily. Just hire a hand.
Hang on, we should start a hand pun counter.
Let me
get. I'm gonna get a marker.
And I have been doing that.
The producer, my wonderful producer Shanti, and you have been going back and forth on hand model puns and hand puns. So we already have hand job.
Yeah.
Which is not sexual, everyone.
No, not at all.
And we have lend a hand, I think, was one. And I think there was a third one. No, I think that was the two that we've done so far.
Okay, so those are handy.
Those are hand. That's 3. We already have 3, and we are 4 minutes in, I think.
we'll come up with
one a minute.
There's gotta be more.
It's incredible.
I'll count them on my fingers as we go.
There you go. Damn it. 4. That counts. All right. So let's get a little bit of background about you, though. It after learning a little bit about you, you grew up in a commune in California.
Yes.
What does that mean? And why? What was it that went
still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, what is it? What does it mean, to grow up? Let me just guess where the commune was. There's a lot of places in California the commune could be.
Mm-hmm.
But let's guess that the commune was somewhere in NorCal, was outside of San Francisco.
You're right about that.
That was very green. And no?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe.
Not so much in the summer. It was very, let's put it this way. There was lots of secret gardens. It was very close to, Humboldt County. So,
so up in the trees
it was
stuff.
Green in the sense that there were a lot of people growing pot.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Then.
Very perfect.
Yeah. If you're talking about that kind of green.
Okay. So you go from living in a commune with, I'm assuming, fantastic structures and systems and everything, that go to college to go to hand modeling. So can you just blow that out a little bit more?
How did that happen?
Can we just figure out what it's like to grow up in a commune and then also go to hand modeling?
Yeah, good question. The trajectory of my life, very, very unconventional. I'll start. Yeah, I'll go back a little. The day before my 7th birthday, initially I grew up in New Orleans too, sort of a large kind of established old school, old world Sicilian family,
right?
Food and restaurant business, established restaurants around the city, passed through generations. And the day before my 7th birthday, my mom left the city with me and my little brother with a man named Lightning in a bus called the Mars Hotel.
Oh my gosh. What year was this? This sounds fantastic.
This is the 70s.
That's what I thought. I was like, this sounds like this sounds like something that I would see in a Tarantino film recently.
Yeah.
So
we traveled for a year, and we ended up on this very alternative hippie commune in Northern California. And, I was raised by a very sort of feminist hippie mom. And then somehow along the way, became an objectified body parts model.
Right. Sure. Yeah. So you're with Lightning.
Yeah.
Or your mom and you are with Lightning. You get to the commune in outside of San Francisco in Humboldt County. Beautiful area to grow up, I gotta admit. Did you see any Bigfoot people? Did you see any people? Did you see any Bigfoot birds?
No, I did. I mean, there were other maybe the adults were having hallucinations at times because there was a lot of LSD being dropped.
Sure. It sounds like you had a great time. Did you ever visit the Trees of Mystery, or was that like too basic for you?
Trees of Mystery. What?
So the Trees of Mystery is a thing in Humboldt County on the 1. It's like this tourist trap that is like apparently where Paul Bunyan stopped his walk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let me just clarify. It was actually south of Humboldt. So I didn't actually grow up in Humboldt. And oddly, I mean, I just make that joke because there was, it's sort of known the pot capital of the world.
Sure. The Green Triangle, I think.
Sonoma wasn't far.
Was it Emerald Triangle, I think is what they call it, where all the weed is. Yeah.
Exactly.
Incredible. All right. So
I actually had my first bong hit when I was in second grade.
Oh, which I'm sure great for you.
At first it was sort of fun. And then, paranoia for an adolescent is not so fun. And very different. I would get like freaked out that I had snuck a Kit Kat, at a Halloween, because, that was filled with sugar and toxins that were forbidden.
Oh, wow. So, really?
So it was that kind of ridiculousness.
Wow.
But yeah, I wasn't, I always joked like, I got that shit out of my system at 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to do any LSD or drugs or smoke weed because you were just like, nah, I'm good.
I've been there, done that. I'm 9. It's all good.
Meanwhile, for me, I'm having the worst trip of my life at 20 or 21 and after eating too many things and mushrooms, and man, that was bad. But you had already experienced it. I wish I had had your journey is really what I'm getting at.
We should just start children early. That's the message of this entire
I want to go deeper into that, but I do know that we have to talk about parts modeling. So so you grow up,
you got to get out of the commune.
We grow up in the commune. You're going there, you're taking the milkiest hits from the coolest bongs ever by 7, and then you go and you're like, oh, there's another world out there. You go to college. Was it regular high school too, or was it commune high school?
No, it was regular high school. I did, mingle within society, even though we were very, like I said, alternative. We were on this very restricted, vegan diet.
Wow.
Where we were only allowed to eat raw fruits and vegetables for many, years of my life.
Wow.
Some millet and potatoes. We did like watermelon cleanses and just very alternative. So some children, weren't even allowed to visit our house. Like,
that makes sense
because it was just so, unconventional.
Right.
But yes, for the most part, I went to a Waldorf school. I did that until high school, and then went to a regular public high school, and then
went to college after that.
And then went to college.
And then didn't work out. It didn't work out for you. And then was it in college where you discovered your beautiful part aesthetic?
It's not that, actually, I dropped out the last semester in college to go to Japan and model. And it wasn't parts modeling at that point. It was, I had been offered a contract to just go because I was, shorter than most models at 5'6". So I, wasn't going to be a runway model.
Right.
And especially back then, now there's, women of all shapes, sizes and heights. And, but then it was definitely more skewed towards, taller women.
Right.
And, I went to Japan because the women are not as tall.
Yeah.
And, I modeled there for a little bit, and that's why I left college a little bit early.
But then, you already had work, so it was fine. I did not leave college as smart as you did. I failed out wonderfully twice, actually. You can fail twice. You can fail out once, and then they kick you out for a semester, and then you can fail the second time out, and they kick you out for 5 years.
You should have started smoking pot at 7.
I should have. That's the thing. I thought I was smoking enough pot in college. But if I had just
start early.
If I had just done it earlier, maybe I would have finished college. But I was pursuing a career in content creation. It didn't work out until about 2 years ago. And hey, look at me now. Everything's fine, guys.
Well, you're doing it. Figured something out.
Yeah, I did, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then you are in Japan. How long were you in Japan for?
It was 5-ish months, something
5
like
months.
that.
Cool. And then you come back to Los Angeles, or you come back to
Then my father passed away. Like this is like kind of early 20s ish.
Mhm.
And yeah, he
Still in New
passed away of a
Orleans?
yeah, he was still in New Orleans, but he had suffered from addiction for a really long
Mm.
time.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so I mean, not just pot, but
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
alcohol and all of it. And so yeah, he at just before his 45th birthday passed away. So that
Mm.
really like was a big turning point for me because so
Yeah.
much of my life had been trying to uh make a difference and save him. And he was such a bright, incredible,
Mhm.
creative, big-hearted person, and just in a lot of pain that really didn't really deal with it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So
Are you an only child too?
no, I've got a little brother.
Were you the only connection between your dad and, your brother?
We had a very close relationship, but I
Mhm.
think my brother was more sheltered from a lot of that
Mhm. Mhm.
stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
And I tried to do that for him as well. Like I was like, I can take it, and
Sure.
just let him have a as normal, and light of a childhood as he can.
Yeah, I was the only
Yeah.
one. So when my dad died, it was a similar experience where it was just like he wasn't a great guy, but it was still
Mm,
like, "Hey, siblings, do you want to know that dad's still alive?" And they're like, "I guess."
mm,
So when he
mm.
passed away, it was like me going like, "Hey, everyone, like, dad died." so
Yeah.
so yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very similar, interesting experience with
Interesting.
that.
Yeah.
So that I mean, yeah, it's a complete world of people. So after that,
Totally.
so you've moved back.
After that, I'm living in San Francisco. I kind of, take a few years to really just sort of gather myself, and just was working at the League of Conservation Voters, and just,
Mhm.
just being, yeah. And then I end up moving to LA.
Got it.
Because I don't know, with some vague idea that, I want to be an artist. I want to,
Well, you already
do
had some
something
work.
next.
You already had some work behind you, right?
Right. That's true. Yeah. So it was like I figured there would be more work in LA. So
Yeah.
that's where I went.
I mean, that sounds like the right move. Basically, similar to me. I was like, I don't know, YouTube videos. People are moving to Los Angeles to make YouTube videos. Great. Um, okay. Like that's basically exactly what I did too.
Right.
It was just like,
Right.
I don't know. I guess I'll just go do that.
Yeah.
All right. So then after a couple of years in Los Angeles, I saw in another interview you had, which was just like basically like your grandmother told you you had beautiful hands all the time. And
Yeah.
was that just something in the back of your head? Like, was it Meemaw
No.
from New Orleans or was it like
Yeah, mommy.
mommy? Yeah.
Mommy, yes, you've done your homework. I love it, Sid. Yeah, mommy, my mother's mother, who I
Right.
just adored.
Of
She
course.
was this big Italian, fabulous woman who was just the best cook on the planet,
Yes.
and yeah, the best hugger, and just fabulous.
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, she since I was a little girl had mentioned, my hands, and even had said a couple times, "Oh, you should be a hand model." Did not think of that. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
What is a hand model? It just. Um, but I guess stored it somewhere, because when my agent called one day and said, "Oh, do you have nice hands?" and OPI is having a casting, OPI nail polish, and I thought, well, mommy thinks so.
Yeah.
Let's check this out. So I went, and I like sort of immediately remembered this different reaction. Like,
Yeah.
people were
Yeah.
looking at my hands intently, and like flipping them over, and making little, sort of glances and knowing nods to each other, and passing them around to people. And
Yeah.
yeah. And I took a couple pictures and booked a big campaign that day, and drove home and called mommy, and I was like, "You'll never
Mommy
believe this."
said, "Guess what?"
Exactly.
Well, that's incredible. Getting that job right away. I mean, that's got to be validating in a way that like most people can't describe. I mean, that's huge.
It was exciting because it was like, okay, this is a bigger campaign.
Yeah.
This is paying more than I'm, used to. And maybe
Is
there's something here, maybe mommy was onto something,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
mommy knows best.
Thank God for mommy. Was there is were- this is going to be very like inside industry talk. But is there a SAG? Are you in SAG as a hand model?
Yes. Yeah. So for
Cool.
commercials,
Yeah, it's pictures.
yeah.
Right.
For commercials, you are exactly. Not so much. Well, not at all for print, but yes, for commercials. And LA is more of a commercial town.
Yeah, exactly.
They shoot a lot of commercials there. But New York, where I went a little later in my career and even lived bi-coastally for a while before the pandemic. That's like where all the fashion and beauty happen. It's a little more glamorous, I would say. In New York, it's a little more, like you're shooting, El Pollo Loco and Taco Bell in LA, and you're shooting Dior and Christian Louboutin, in New York. So.
And it's more static imagery in New York, or is it also
I would
video?
say more. Yeah. I'd say I like a lot of the print and editorial and just, all the best photographers in the world are in New York, and
all the ad people are making coming up with the ads in New York and then telling everyone what to shoot in Los Angeles.
True. Yeah. That's creative in New York.
Yeah, exactly. And then we all come here and we're like, I don't know, I got a camera. Is that cool?
Exactly. Just gonna go to the beach. Thanks.
I know. And then there's people like me who are like, Los Angeles Beach? No, thank you. I'm good. Yeah. The great divide of the east side and the west side of Los Angeles. All right. So you get so that first big job you get, and that kind of like sets you up for success for the next half year, and then you kind of like keep on going out for work. You get your SAG card, you got health insurance. That's pretty cool. And you're what, like 25, 26, 27?
No, I'm in my 30s at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually I'm in my 30s. My dad died at 25. So, I moved to LA at 30 actually.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. So, so and honestly my career really didn't really take off interestingly enough until my 40s.
Wow, there you go.
Moved to LA. Sorry, New York.
New York.
New York was like really, like I was just, working constantly, and so it's never too late, people.
Yeah, well, that's what
even in the world of beauty and hand modeling.
Well, you have a beautiful. This entire podcast, you've been sort of, for anyone watching the video, you've been like moving your hands in a very like beautiful way, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like that's incredible. Wow, how is she just like
aware? What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even. It's like that. It's like I saw a picture of you. I think your hand on Hugh Jackman's face, and it was like such a beautiful like placement. And like then I saw another picture. I've seen a few different pictures, but it was just like the one where you're like underneath another person's arm, and it's just like, oh yeah, there's like all these like just hands everywhere on people's faces. Just like
he was very nice, by the way.
I'm sure.
Cool guy.
He seems like a very nice human.
Yeah. No, and it's funny because people have asked me like, what's it like working with, so many celebrities and whatever, and are they, my experience has been that they're really like very lovely people.
Yeah.
I haven't had a bad experience.
Well, especially when you have to sort of like, knock on laminate.
Knock on marble.
Yeah. But I think especially when you have to sort of like get into that personal space of like interacting with someone's face or interacting with someone's like neck or
maybe they're just being nice because they don't want me to slap them.
There's that, but then there's also like a tension release, right? It's like there's no barrier of entry because you can just like be yourself basically, and you can kind of do that. And I think Hugh Jackman, does seem like one of the nicest human beings on the planet.
Yes.
So, and it seems like also the talent and celebrity that you work with are very aware of like themselves in that space. And I think that it's important to continue to be nice to everyone. I mean, especially on set.
Honestly, I think it's part of why some people are successful. Like they're just kind people, they're not like online all day, insulting people. And, they're open-hearted, kind people. It goes a long way.
It's true. I mean, well, I guess I think that maybe goes into some of the other stuff that I want to talk to you about, because like, I feel like you don't have the most normal days in the world. And it's like, you get a lot of jobs, you go to set, is it like a 6 a.m. call time, 4 a.m. call time? Are you getting prepped? Are you doing
It
that?
so depends on the job. But yeah, I mean, oftentimes it's 6 a.m. You know, once in a while you get a fabulous job. It's like, oh, 2 p.m. call time and we're wrapping by 4.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Because, I am often there just for like a quick little insert shot. So,
Right.
if production really plans it right, then
Yeah.
I'm there for a little bit. But oftentimes I'm just there, like hanging out on my phone for hours
Right.
upon
Yeah.
hours.
Do you get your own? Do you get your own trailer, or is it like a hyperbolic hand trailer, like in
Right.
Zoolander, like that classic Zoolander hand model?
Haven't had that yet. No, I don't get my own trailer.
That's a shame.
Sometimes
Give
get my
this
own
woman a trailer.
room.
Give this
Exactly.
woman a trailer.
I'm not a high maintenance hand model. Really.
But those chairs get uncomfortable after a while. I mean, and you're just like hanging out. You're like, what do I do?
That's true. I mean, oftentimes it's like a big set or there's big outdoor lot or whatever,
sure,
and I'll go out and make phone calls or just tootle and twiddle.
Yeah, I've been on set for too many hours, and I think they cut my scene, by the way, which I'm not upset about. It's fine. But I was in the trailer for so long and I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm just here for like 6 hours and then they need me for like 20 minutes.
Exactly. Like, there's a waste of time here somehow. But
yeah, I mean, and that's it's interesting too. But like as a parts model, is there like a specific part that is better to be photographed? Like, do you get more work from your hands? Do you get more work from, feet, neck? Like what is it?
Hand models are the most requested. I mean, like that, there's far more hand jobs.
Yeah. Damn it. That's
then there are, say eye jobs, nose job, whatever, lip job. That just doesn't, that's, yes, they come, but they're not, as frequent and requested. So,
well, because I guess hands are the ones that are doing the most work.
Exactly. Right.
So that makes sense that it would.
We're using our hands a lot more than our eyelashes.
Right. Even though you also have beautiful eyelashes. You're so welcome.
And so do you. It's that hair thing.
Thank you.
You got that good hair. You got it generally good.
I am so proud of my hair. It's just like one of those things that everyone asks me. What is your routine? I was like, honestly, I don't have one. And I think it's because I never grew it out until my 30s. So I never really had like obscene amounts of product in my hair. So now my hair sort of like lives the way it is.
Yeah,
exactly.
You could be a hair model.
Well, hey, listen, we'll get an email address after this. You let me know.
That's right. I've got connections.
I'll let you know. I would love more work. Why not? I am already SAG. Thanks, everyone. So yeah, I mean, I am very proud of it. But it's one of those things that with hand modeling that you constantly have to like upkeep your hands, right? So like again, in another interview, I was seeing that you kind of don't really have a routine. Just like I don't really have a routine with my hair. It's just like moisturize. That's it.
I'm kind of an obsessive moisturizer. Yes. That to me. And I think it's an inside outside job. Like I eat pretty healthy as well.
Right.
Like, I think, I can tell, when I'm not so much eating I just feel a little drier or, not quite, it has an effect on your skin. So, but yeah, no, I carry around lotion, a lot.
What do you mean by eat drier? Do you mean like the crackers that I love eating are making my hands worse?
No, I mean, if I'm not let's say I'm on vacation and, partying more, something like that. I notice that, and I'm not hydrating as much or eating as many fresh fruits and vegetables and as clean, so to speak. I feel it in my skin, and so, I think that it does reflect, what we eat, that there's sort of a glow that happens, I think, when you eat a little cleaner.
This is a fantastic insight to your profession. What is the most like hydrating food that you would use to be a hand model?
I would recommend good old fruits and vegetables.
Sure.
Go figure. I mean,
gross, disgusting. Absolutely not. Give me a cookie.
Right. Well, I mean, no, but there's so many, as we know, dogmatic, crazy diets and theories out there right now. And, I personally have like ping ponged around the polarities of all of that, even since childhood, since the commune days. And I got really into high protein, high fat for a while. And, I've been all over the place, been around the block when it comes to like the diet wars. But I'm currently just reincorporating fruits and vegetables. Like it's really simple, folks. Like it's just, we don't necessarily need all the supplements, the powders and the theories and the, the tests and it's too much and it's too complicated. And I'm, really, loving just like, I actually developed for a little while there a fear of fruit. Like I was,
wow, really?
Yeah, because I'm
sure there's other things about commune life that play into
exactly.
that.
I think it was inspired by maybe those early paranoid episodes, but even Kit Kat, whatever else. But no, I had been told, and if you tune into all those wellness podcasts, whatever else, a lot of it is the sugar. Oh, be afraid of the sugar, and just a few blueberries here and there, maybe a green apple. That's all you're allowed.
Right.
So I stopped kind of eating fruit, and because sugar feeds cancer and this and that. But all sugars are not created equal. You need sugar.
Right.
Your brain needs glucose. You need the fiber in hydrating fruit. So to answer your question in a very long roundabout way, I say fruits are the most hydrating. We need all those, antioxidants and astringents and vitamins and minerals and hydration. And so I'm like rediscovering fruit and loving it.
Are you just drinking water all the time too?
Not all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I have some too. Water break.
Yeah, when I remember. Thank you.
You're very welcome. My wife is a big water fan. When I was first making content, I would say hydration equals happiness. And I followed that throughout my life. So, but not like celery or anything.
I have
or like iceberg lettuce or something like that has a lot of water in it.
Yeah. Gosh, my mother's current boyfriend. Yeah, he's all about iceberg lettuce. She tends to bring in these men that are very opinionated when it comes to food and the latest and whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
So he's got a thing about iceberg lettuce, and I think it's the boiron or something in the iceberg lettuce that we don't get from other, lettuces and vegetables. So,
there was a big celery craze back in the day. Did she also have a boyfriend that loved the celery cleanses?
We were doing a lot of cleanses. Like I said, we did a watermelon cleanse for I think it was about a week at one point, and one side of the house was lined and stacked with watermelons. Literally, a dump truck of watermelons was delivered to our house because it was, more than just a single family. It was a small community, and we had to feed a lot of people watermelons.
Incredible.
And
So before we go to the break, I do want to ask: is there a life hack that you would use in your day-to-day life that you've discovered because of your profession that like would make my life easier and everyone listening? Like, is it like lotion every day is great? Use SPF lotion. That's helpful. Or is it like make sure when you're cutting your nails to actually trim them in a certain way or something? I mean, you have beautiful nails, so I'm assuming you have like manicures all the time, but I'm wondering, is there a part, or is there like a body parts life hack? Like, I don't know how that works.
I might have to think about that a little bit, but the funny thing is I don't really like pamper. I'm not very precious with my parts. I don't pamper them a heck of a lot. I actually have like natural nails. Like I don't even polish them much. I actually have this weird theory that I think that it's nice to let them breathe a little bit. And also because they are getting polished, and then in the acetone and the, sometimes I've done jobs where, I've had like 12 nail polish changes in a day, so I like to just let my nails breathe at times. And and I kind of just like that natural look for the most part. But So I would say, and if you want to, okay. So a tip for growing long nails. I think,
there you go.
yeah. Um, I would say, when you moisturize, do not have polish. Like if you really are in a state of it, because dry nails become brittle, they break. You want to pick a moisturizer that's really, rich in nutrients, not heavy in toxic chemicals. And that way it'll absorb into your nail bed and it will become like more supple and flexible and stronger.
Well,
And therefore longer.
You're telling me that you're supposed to moisturize your nails too?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. I mean,
what?
Yeah, no.
Wait, hang on. This part right here? This little guy?
No, but I mean, when you do this, Sidney, you're oh my God.
I thought it was just like this part. No. I didn't know that I'm moisturizing my nails too.
No, I think you should always. I wonder if a lot of people have never moisturized their nails. No, I always make sure that you bring it through your nails because you want those. I mean, your nails have pores. Your nails are porous.
I guess you're right.
Those nutrients will also get absorbed by not only your skin but your nails, and if they're dry, like I said, they get brittle, they break, they.
Wow.
So
moisturize. So you're saying, besides the fact that I'm supposed to pay attention to moisturize my nails too, moisturizing without nail polish on is better because there's no seal. The nutrients in. Right.
Exactly. The porousness, it'll absorb the oils and the the nutrition.
The nutrition. Oh my gosh. Well, that's
the
incredible.
Skin nutrition.
That's incredible. Is there like a tip that you would give? Something you wish you knew, like sort of before you started parts modeling? Maybe the best and the worst part about it.
I mean, that helps for sure. Yeah. Like if you are gonna, I mean, I think some people are really are misinformed and under the impression that parts models are making tons of money and it's just a full-time job for so many people. That's actually pretty rare. There's really only a handful.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay. Number 3.
Actually, that's number 6.
Is it? Okay. You're a better counter than me.
I got a hand on the situation. 7.
Certainly do. I have to give you a hand.
There you go. 8.
Oh my gosh. So a good agent makes a big difference. Yeah. And I would say most of the work is in New York. If you really are, that's your big dream is to become a parts model, I would say move there because they're not going to hire anyone that's not local. Your pictures don't need to be professional at first, just take some in like flattering lighting with like a relaxed hand pose. Sometimes people are like, does this look good? And it's claws or tension in hands don't usually look good. Like keep them kind of more relaxed and hold a coffee cup just in a relaxed way. Just
because this is kind of clawy. But
that's pretty good actually. And you have nice skin
like that. Oh, thank you. People have always told me I have very nice hands. Actually, it was one of those things where
there you go.
I would shake someone's hand. It's like, wow, your hands are so soft. I was like, thank you. I do nothing. I have this crazy divot in my hand that I don't know if I can show you, but
I can see that. Wow.
Yeah, it's like this, just something that appeared one day, and I was like, am I Jesus? Well, okay, so
look like Jesus a little bit.
Wow. I guess after this podcast, we're going to be doing a parts. So I'm going to be the new Jesus parts model. Great, fantastic. Well, I have a few more questions that we could get into, but I think we could take a quick break and then we'll be back with the game because I think that is actually perfect because there's some things I want to ask you and show you that might be perfect for you to answer. So
awesome.
We'll be right back, everyone. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for learning with me. That's right. I didn't know I was supposed to moisturize my nails. And if you did, thanks for not telling me. Please rate and review this podcast. Spread the love. Share with everyone. leave a rating and a review. Be honest. What do you think? How's the interview going? That is the best way to let me know how the show is and how to keep it growing. So thank you so much. Don't forget Patreon. We have it. Please, I would love to see you over there. Come hang out with me on Discord, get early access to the episodes, and so much more. It's a lot of fun. Become a rascal. I'll see you all on Patreon. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. We are here with Adele, the parts model, the wonderful human being that is telling me so many times that I have wonderful hair. Thank you for that.
True.
We are going to play a little bit of the game. As you may or may not have guessed, I actually attempted to hand model. And I want to see how I did. And so we're going to go through these pictures. We're going to see what you think. Tell me how they are. If they're good, bad, not bad, actually. And maybe I should go into it. So here we go. What do you think? Are you up for that game?
I am up for it.
Yes. First image right here. We got me holding a Sharpie on a notebook saying hi because I didn't know what else to write. I didn't want to say, "What's up, world? Hello, world," or whatever all the other people say. But so I am holding a Sharpie, and man, my hand looks not great. If I'm looking at it right now.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Oh, thank you.
Really, your skin tone looks really lovely.
Thank you.
You look well moisturized. You probably aren't.
I'm not.
Yeah, like now I know you. Yeah, so that's impressive. I mean, clearly you have good skin tone, and you apparently eat a lot of crackers. So there's something you're doing right, Sid.
I do.
What is it?
I love dry food. What can I say?
That's the key then. Forget everything I said.
But so I guess my question is, this is the way I hold a pencil or a pen or whatever, and it's like the thumb is down.
Yeah.
Hand,
okay.
Like it doesn't look relaxed. You said relax your hand, and
I will agree that the thumb is in a kind of a strange placement. You look like you don't have a thumb. It's just sort of half of a thumb. So you want to show a little bit more of the thumbnail. On the bottom, and maybe the top finger could be a little more elongated and gently kind of resting on the pen.
Wow.
But
okay.
and it'll elongate your finger as well when you don't curl it as much. That gives it a kind of a more elegant look on the fingers.
So are you constantly holding things in a completely unnatural way?
Not constantly, but yes, that does happen sometimes. I probably would hold a pen a little differently than if I'm just, in a rush, copying something down in a Post-it. But generally speaking, the thing I frequently keep in mind is just keeping the hand relaxed, keeping the fingers relaxed, and that translates to the image. So, your hand, if we just repositioned it slightly, and these are slight, subtle movements, but make a big difference. Just a little more relaxed, a little more elongated, and there you go.
A friend of mine. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. My friend of mine told me that I have very pillowy hands, and I feel like it comes out in this image.
Yes, I would agree.
It's very sort of like nice and just like soft, pillowy. He goes, "Why are your hands so soft?" I was like, "Oh God, I didn't realize. I'm so sorry." All right, so not a terrible Sharpie.
They're friendly hands. They're comfortable hands. They're not like lumberjack hands or
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that this podcast would be just an audition for me. All right, let's go to the next picture.
Okay,
it's me again holding a phone. Now, can I give myself a note based on the notes you gave me last time, which is I'm not showing enough nail?
Yeah, you're not showing enough nail, and your hand is positioned a little bit bizarre because we're seeing too much forearm in that shot. You should be more vertical to the camera, and if you see
could you just so
you should be like more like that instead of like you're more like this. You got to bring your hand up. That's more. If I'm holding an eye.
If you're holding your phone. Oh, there you go.
There's my cat and dog.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Sophie and Birdie. So
Hi.
yeah, it generally, I mean, done a few things I've held a lot of technology in my day, including, some Apple products, but yeah, this is sort of like the general,
That makes sense. So it's basically just more like, okay,
yeah,
so
I can't see your
pinkies.
fingers.
Oh, sorry. Pinkies.
Yeah, but
and
now
like
you're
the-
covering the screen.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Oh, wow,
like
okay.
putting your, hands, yeah, that's what's a little bit awkward. You don't want
Yeah.
to cover this. Yeah, that's better.
So it's like,
Yeah, and lovely fingers
oh, thank you.
and
Well,
skin tone. I'm telling you, you
thank
got a few
you.
things going for you, really. There's something there.
Thank you. Oh man, I'm blushing. All right, so this picture, me holding the phone again, sort of just a weird angle, not showing enough nail.
Yeah, the angle's
I'm actually
definitely
missing
off.
a finger.
We're seeing a lot of your forearm is way too in the foreground, so the focus is on your forearm rather than the actual image. I mean, if we crop that would make a big difference. But
all right, so let's go to the next one.
Okay, much better.
Okay, so I kind of after a couple of photos. By the way, I'm the photographer, so I don't know if you got that. But after a few photos, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should like hold this mango differently. And it was more like showcase my actual fingers, right? Showcase my where I'm missing a thumb right now, so I figure I need to maybe show that more. But what do you think? Holding a mango, you can see my 3 fingers, and it's a red mango. It was delicious.
I think that's a big improvement. I think that, yes, you could show a little bit of thumb because oftentimes, that comes up. Like, we want to know you have a thumb.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably remove the watch because it appears a little bit tight on your wrist, and that'll just, again, give it more of a relaxed look or loosen it or something.
You say that, and then I literally am adjusting my watch now. Thank you.
So, and, the art direction of the actual shot, maybe, could have been a little improved. I don't know what that is. Maybe an olive oil bottle. If you're going to include the olive oil bottle, maybe have the label facing to cameras of it. I don't know.
So in the background, you see my salt container, a whale spoon holder, the Lomi compost bin, and my wife's breast pump, actually, which is very awkward. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I would not have known all of those things. So maybe, either make that a little more obvious, or kind of purposefully put it out of focus so it isn't like, well, what are those things?
Right.
It's more just shapes and.
But in terms of hand, not bad.
Really not bad at all, and looks like a nice little balancing act there.
Right?
Like, it's
wow, I'm so proud
and
of
it's relaxed. It's relaxed. What I keep saying, like, you really want it to look relaxed, not like I'm squeezing this mango or.
I mean, that's fantastic because I was not relaxed when I took these pictures. So perfect. I'm very happy that my relaxation acting skills came through in my hand. All right, well, let's do the next one. Holding a watch, baby. Okay, so this one, I really tried. And I hope that it worked.
I don't mind this shot. Again, the background, the art direction,
right. So if anyone's wondering, it's my unmade bed is the background.
Maybe pull the comforter over it next time.
Sure.
But I'm liking the fan fingers. Again, I think that this shot could be particularly improved if we cropped a little bit closer to your fingers and cut out some of the palm. And I think the thumb could be just a little more relaxed. Like, you look like you're, it's got some tension in there. So if you brought it a little closer to your fingers, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are my 2 middle fingers too wide?
Yeah, you could maybe exactly split the difference and make it a little more even. There's I agree.
All right, so not a bad image. Maybe shorten the finger gap a little bit.
Yeah,
relax the thumb, and hey, we got a watch picture.
Yeah, and exactly, and watch your forearm. It tends to kind of go closer to camera. You want to keep things in the same plane for the most part.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah. So it's like, if you're holding something, you're just sort of like making sure that it's in the same Plain, yeah. That makes
Plain,
sense.
yeah, as right. You don't want your elbow
Because I'm
closer
like,
than your palm.
like I'm like bending kind of. I'm like kind of
Exactly.
doing
Yeah,
that.
your
And
elbow's closer
that's
to
where.
camera.
So got it. Wow, that's so smart. So great. Thank you. All right. Last and not least picture of me and my wife holding hands. That's
lovely.
just so cute. I thought I
That's
wanted
super cute.
knowing. Thank you. She's adorable. She actually wrote for Nails magazine, so she's big into nail polish.
Oh my
I'm
gosh, I
excited to
wonder
tell
if I
her.
know her. I've worked with them several times.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, her name's Kelsey, and but anyway, so I holding hands. So I think that if I'm gonna critique it with the knowledge that you have given me, I'm not relaxed. She is.
Yeah, she appears more relaxed than you. Yeah. You seem slightly smothering to her hand.
Also, it's a weird angle. I took this picture.
Right.
I feel like this is a very weird angle to.
Yeah, and again, the crease of it could be a little bit more relaxed. Wrist, thank you. But otherwise, it. I believe you guys. Like I believe that's a real couple. Your hands are acting. I sense and feel the love in that embrace.
It's really easy to look like you love the person that you love's hand while holding it because I'm so used to holding it when I'm obviously in love with her. How are my nails? I trimmed them. I cut them myself. They're fine.
They look fine. They probably just need a little moisturizer.
I can't believe I can't. I feel like I have lines on my nails because I don't moisturize my nails. I don't moisturize at all. So I'm sorry. Look at that.
I keep it handy.
That's 9, everyone. All right. Well, okay. So this one again, the art. That's wow. You're so good at that. The art direction needs some work, but in general, not a bad hand model.
No, not at all. I'm impressed, and I really like her little nail polish and color.
Would it make it better? So she has looks like the cuticle of her nail polish. She's like maybe just like reapply because it's not perfect. But does that add to the allure of like everyday home?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really notice that until you pointed it out. Maybe it's a few days old or something like that, so she has a little growth. But for something so kind of casual and real, and people appreciate that more and more these days. Sometimes they don't want the perfectly done and the airbrushed
right.
To me, I more get a feeling from that shot than anything else. Like,
what
there's love.
What would you say this is selling? A hand holding picture, if it's selling anything.
Love.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Which is a good thing. Hey.
Yeah.
No. So oftentimes you do want to evoke emotion and images. It could be, a nail shot for her, but you'd probably want to see a little more of her fingernails as well, not just her thumbnail. I've held many, male hands and like watch ads and all kinds of stuff. So it depends on how it's accessorized. You could both have bracelets on or cool jewelry and have that kind of a cool pose happening.
Is it mostly like micro movements? Is it are static images captured with those micro movements in your shoots, and then are the motion pictures captured, like, is that also micro movements? So you're just constantly like kind of twisting and reshooting and stuff?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, exactly. For the still shots, it is often just like little movements. For the the live stuff and the tabletop, that's generally an action, putting the bottle into the frame, or taking it out, or pressing a button, or
right, exactly. All right, well, those are my 5 pictures. I appreciate your critique of them.
That's a really good first try, I would say.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know what I was doing.
I'm gonna encourage you to stick with hair, though. To be honest, I really think that's your strong point.
But you said there aren't that many jobs, so I would just like, what do I do? Do I take a picture of my head? You're not going to get rich
right on the hair.
Do I just take a picture of my head and then submit that and be like, hey, listen, guys, I got hair. I want to keep it.
But they pigeonhole you a lot. Like
Yeah.
I so became like the hand person that I remember being in a Pantene commercial at some point doing, the hand insert. And they were like, God, you have great hair. And I was like, well, I do hair as well. And they're like, oh, well, we've always just hired you for the hands. And I'm like, oh, you get a 2-for-1 next time.
There you go. There you go. Give yourself a high five for that one. Thank you, everyone. That's actually the 5th. Wow, look at that. Number 10. Well, thank you so much. I think that was a fantastic game. Thank you for critiquing my hands and my holding of things. I will try to be as relaxed as possible and let the art director know that things need to change a little bit or we're not moving forward with it. And I just want to say thank you for joining us. And I know that you have a documentary coming out that if you want to talk about that, what's that about?
That, will be a lot about parts modeling, but it'll also deal with a lot of personal stuff. We'll get into the commune and we're currently in production, so it's happening. There's, a lot to be done, but yeah, it's exciting. There's it's a far more personal piece than I've ever done. And I met the director on a shoot for Refinery 29 in 2018. They did a little mini parts modeling documentary on me, and she and I just really hit it off, and we're like, we got to do a bigger, a longer version of this, but really, dig in. So yeah,
that sounds cool.
It's happening.
I can't wait to see that. When there's a release on that, or is it going to be like maybe in a year or something?
Yeah, I would say, closer to that. We got a lot of work ahead of us. But it is, we've shot a lot and now it's just piecing a lot of it together. And, but yeah, it's exciting. It's
really cool.
Thank you.
Where can everyone follow you on the internets? And I know you have a website too. Tell us a little bit about that. Your skincare business that we didn't really get to talk about. That's super important. Thank you for doing it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's you can follow me at Adele Uddo, UDDO, AdeleUddo.com. I did a few years ago launch a single SKU. People have, with a multi-use moisturizer for face, hands, and body.
Wow, there you go.
You can put it under your eyes. It's for sensitive skin and everything. I felt like I just wanted something that had more of a minimalistic, quality over quantity message, because there's so much out there that I've had so many marketing experts tell me, oh, you need to do more products. And I'm like, the world doesn't need more products. I just, this works and this is what I'm using. So.
Well, it's been fantastic oh, there you go. Essential right there. Essential. There you go.
Essential by Adele.
Oh,
that's all the skin nutrition you need.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful marketing plug for that was so amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, Adele. Thank you for letting us know that we need to moisturize our nails. That was huge for me. I hope that we get to talk again in the future.
Yes, me too.
Absolutely.
Sure. Anytime. Happy to lend a hand.
That's 11. Right before the end. We got 11 hand puns in there, everyone. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk soon.
Bye, you. Everyone. Bye.
That's it, everyone. As I mentioned, I am no longer going to be a content creator. I'm only going to be a hair model and a hand model and just a general handsome boy parts model. So thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. Adele, thank you so much for being on the podcast. That's very fun. And I mean, that moisturizes your nails part was just insane. So thank you so much. If you know anyone that would be a great guest, or you want to let us know how awesome the show is or how we can improve, shoot us an email, eli30@human-content.com. And if you just want to hang out with us, I'm sidneyraz all over the internet, or you can hang out with the amazing, beautiful members of the Human Content team at Human Content Pods. We'd really appreciate you leaving a review wherever you listen to podcasts. It really helps the show grow. If you subscribe and comment on your favorite podcasting app or on YouTube, we might give you a shout out. If you love my voice, but you yearn to see how beautiful my hair is, hang out with me on YouTube. We upload the full episodes every Thursday on YouTube, like I said, at sidneyraz. Patreon, tons of cool perks like bonus episodes. You get to hang out with me and the whole ELI 30 crew. The members, we are all a member of the wonderful community, the Rascals. Hang out with us in Discord. Talk to me one-on-one. Yes, it is me. You get early access to episodes, ad-free, and so much more. Patreon.com/ELI30 or go to ELI30.com. Thank you again so much. I'm your host, Sidney Raskine. Special thanks again to the hand model, Adele Uddo. And our executive producers are Sidney Raskine, Aaron Rubin Corney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Brooks. Our editor is Andrew Sims. Our engineer is Jason Portizo. And our music is by Omer Ben-Zvi. And our theme song is by Dr. Music. Explain Like I'm 30 is a human content production. And remember, hydration equals happiness.
Explain like I'm 30.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you like this podcast and you would like to see more, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you get notified about all of the uploads. Leave a comment down below. Let us know who we should have on the show and let us know what you think. Don't forget, more episodes right over there. Click!